Now, Pakistan has released the Jamaat-ud-Dawa chief and 26/11 Mumbai attack mastermind Hafiz Saeed from house arrest. The move evidently exposes how Pakistan lacks intention to tackle terrorism. The Saeed's release comes 2 days before the 9-year anniversary of the Mumbai terror attacks. Hafiz Saeed, who carries a bounty of $10 million announced by the United States for his role in terror activities, had been under detention since January earlier this year. The Judicial Review Board of the Punjab province, comprising of judges of the Lahore High Court yesterday, had unanimously ordered for Saeed's release on the completion of his 30-day house arrest. Now, earlier, India had expressed outrage over Pakistani court's decision to release Hafiz Saeed from house arrest in Pakistan. India's foreign ministry had called it an attempt by Pakistan to mainstream proscribed terrorists.
लेकिन इंशाल्लाह हमारी जद्दोजहद जारी रहेगी। अगला साल इससे भी ज़्यादा इंशाल्लाह हम भरपूर तौर पे कश्मीर के नाम करके इंशाल्लाह इस तहरीक को आगे बढ़ाएंगे। पूरे पाकिस्तान के लोगों को अपने साथ खड़ा करेंगे, उम्मत को बेदार करेंगे। हर ऐसे ज़मीर को जिसके अंदर कुछ भी एहसास है, इंशाल्लाह कश्मीर के मसले को उजागर करके इंशाल्लाह आज़ादी की मंजिल तक पहुंचाने की कोशिश करेंगे।
So that was Hafiz Saeed there in a statement immediately after his release from house arrest, raking up the issue of Kashmir again, stating very, very clearly that his intention is to again target India. And to discuss the implications of what it means that Hafiz Saeed has been released yet again from house arrest, we are joined in by our senior editor, Surya Gangadharan. Surya, good morning to you. This, of course, is yet another move by Pakistan where it has clearly expressed that its war against terror is nothing more than a sham that it puts out to keep its allies in the West happy. Surya, if you can hear me, this of course, the release of Hafiz Saeed has, exposed Pakistan's intention that it wants to fight terror, while quite clearly what it is seeking to do is it's trying to mainstream terrorists such as Hafiz Saeed. But there seems to be a bit of a problem with the line there. We'll try reconnect with our senior editor, Surya Gangadharan, on the phone line. But this, of course, is the big story that we are tracking at this point of time, where Pakistan, clearly in a move that is going to send out a message across the region about how serious it is in terms of tackling terror, has released Hafiz Saeed from house arrest. Remember, it was just a few months ago, a couple of months ago, in fact, that Khwaja Asif, the foreign minister of Pakistan, had come out and said that people like Hafiz Saeed and the organizations such as Jamaat-ud-Dawa, which they run, claiming that they are involved in social service, are essentially liabilities for Pakistan at the international stage. On the one hand, Hafiz Saeed and his ilk have been termed as liabilities, but on the other, there is also an attempt to try and mainstream elements such as Hafiz Saeed. And I'm told that we are rejoined by our senior editor, Surya Gangadharan. Surya, the fact that Pakistan has released Hafiz Saeed because there was inadequate evidence to continue with his further detention just exposes Pakistan in terms of its seriousness on the war against terror.
Well, if you look back, Saleh, I think this has been the 12th time that Hafiz Saeed has been released. This process of arresting him and releasing him has gone on 11 times so far, and this is possibly the 12th. So one can expect this kind of thing will continue. The fact here is that Pakistan is sending a clear message to a number of people. One, to its own jihadi network, that the war in Kashmir will continue, and morale may be low in terms of the fact that India has had very significant successes in countering infiltration from across the line of control and eliminating the jihadi support network in Kashmir. Therefore, Hafiz Saeed's release is intended to put the flame back into that struggle. Second, they are sending a message to India that the game is far from over. They have other cards to play. And they're also sending a message to the U.S. that notwithstanding the pressure you are bringing to bear on us, there are some things that will not change, and that is the position on Kashmir and the use of proxies to try and achieve what they want.
And also, Surya, do you think that the recent developments where the Pakistani, certain elements within the Pakistani army establishment have said that, elements such as Hafiz Saeed should be brought into the mainstream, where there is an effort to, allow them into the mainstream politics of Pakistan, do you think that that is, going down a dangerous path for Pakistan, which is a clear break from the past?
In fact, Saleh, the view among many Pakistan watchers is that the jihadis are already in the mainstream.
Right.
And what is being done is to bring whatever little secular or neutral elements you have in the political sphere to jihadize them, in that sense.
Right.
So what we are seeing is the Pakistani military's effort to legitimize the activities of the jihadi groups. As you're aware, there is this Mulli Muslim League that they have formed, which is basically bringing all the jihadis into the political stream. And the initial effort didn't work out. But from it's quite clear that there is a determined focus now on ensuring that the current political lineup in Pakistan is sidelined or marginalized, and the jihadis become the main political element in Pakistan.
And also, lastly, Surya, considering the fact that Donald Trump recently had his South Asia review, in which he said, he spoke very clearly that aid to Pakistan will be made conditional in terms of the activities that it carries out against terror. With the release of Hafiz Saeed, someone who has a bounty of $10 million announced by the United States, he's a globally designated terrorist. How do you say the equation between Pakistan and the United States playing out?
Well, at one level, the U.S. aid to Pakistan has been declining, especially the coalition support funds. Pakistan has been complaining that they're being released late and they're not getting what they want.
Right.
The other aspect is that the U.S., although it has designated Hafiz Saeed as a global terrorist, it draws a distinction between Saeed's Lashkar-e-Taiba and the Haqqani network.
Okay.
Because America's priority is Afghanistan, and that is where the Haqqani network is most active. So they would want Pakistan to first prioritize the crackdown on jihadis by focusing on the Haqqanis.
Okay.
And in that sense, the Lashkar is of less importance to them because Lashkar is largely focused on Kashmir. So that tells you clearly how the U.S. sees its interests vis-a-vis Pakistan and vis-a-vis India.
Right. It'll be interesting to see as to how this development will, of course, play out over the next days and weeks. Thank you very much indeed, Surya Gangadharan, for joining us on this broadcast.